you know, eating beautifully, very carefully and very beautifully. And has that been is that still very hard for you, or
We're Cosy, sponsored by Paul McKenna.
Do you think you're going to get cigarettes?
No.
Do you think, Nick?
I think they'll give us a packet.
Yeah.
And if you don't get them, do you get
maybe
knocky or anything?
smokeless.
Or do you, like, fine?
They last longer.
It depends for how long.
OK, what about the cigars?
Oh, they're awful.
Oh, are they? Are they bad, Victor?
Well, it was all right anyway.
John was loving them.
It was all right, but
I think you have to love cigars
anymore.
to smoke them.
They might give you that rolled up tobacco stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They give that, don't they? That's on the shopping list.
You know, and it has just become so common. And to the extent that I was ill. Did you read it? You did, didn't you? Can you believe that happened to me?
I can't, but do you know something? I just can't even bear to think of you going through all that. It's just horrible.
It doesn't seem real.
No, not when you're so full of life, and not with you and Brian dancing on top of the furniture and all your energy and watching you running and jumping and doing handstands, and also eating. I saw you eating salmon, I've seen you eating chicken, I've seen you eating broccoli, and I've seen you eating beautifully. So, you know, it hardly seems as if it could possibly be you.
Yeah.
Really, thank God.
I mean, my poor... Oh. I am so strong, and I came through all of that, and...
Yeah, well, Bugsy the purple shoes.
I want the full stand.
I know that. Yeah, it's cute. Did you know?
Net-a-Porter. It's actually a juicy couture. They have a sub-level label called something for juicy couture. So I bought it, bloody, just before I came in.
So it's this season's collection.
Yeah,
then?
I just bought it a couple of weeks before I came in, a week or so before I came in.
Really cute. I like it a lot.
And
Ulrika.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but there was some. What are you giggling at? It's just like laughing.
You just like laughing? We should
Why?
No, I didn't mean I like laughing.
I just like laughing.
No, I mean like I'm just like laughing.
Oh,
I'm
just
not
like
saying like I
laughing.
like laughing.
Pink and blue stripy hair, a ring through my nose, 5 piercings in that ear, 4 in that ear. I used to wear like tie-dye trousers, and I just didn't know like how to fit into society. And like I remember going to college, and like all the kids would be, teenagers would be like in the hall eating their lunch, like the lunch hall. And because I couldn't eat in front of anybody, I'd have to lock myself in the toilet cubicle to eat my lunch. And it was like, while they were all making friends, I just couldn't, like, because I was singling myself out. And so for me, like, coming in Big Brother, like, yeah, I'd beat my illness. I decided that I was getting over it, but this, like, coming in here with millions of people watching my every move was just such a positive thing for me to do, because, you know, it just helped me overcome so many things that I probably never would have overcome. And yeah, there's been times like where I have relapsed, and I did lose a lot of weight, like whilst writing the book, because it dug up a load of old habits. But I want to be a role model, and I want people to look at me and see that I have come through all of that and, you know, faced all my demons and turned it around. And, you know, there are still times, like, I was a bit down this morning when I put my jeans on and they didn't fit me anymore. But do you know what, Vanessa?
Oh, don't cry. I don't want to talk about it if it's going to make you cry.
No,
all I wanted to say was how brilliantly I thought you were doing, because you are.
Everybody who's had this illness will always say, to the extent that I've had it, I believe that it does live with you for the rest of your life. And, you know, I can live a normal, happy, healthy life. I eat what I want. You've seen me.
I have. I really have.
You know, I'm healthy, I'm in control, and I love food. I love living. I love everything about, you know, I mean, I'm so lucky to still be here after, you know, every
all you've been
thing
through.
that happened. And that's why I'm how I am. That's why I do handstands in the living room. For, you know.
I think you'll still do them when you're 60 and 70 and 80.
Because I just try and cherish every moment of enjoyment that I've got, because I've wasted all those years.
How do people respond to the book? I bet women and little girls could really identify with it. They must have found it really helpful and optimistic kind of message.
I mean, I've had so many emails, like people saying that it's helped them and stuff. But yeah, I am gonna get upset when. I mean, I didn't even get upset. It's only because we're talking about it now. Yeah. I just took my jeans off. I thought, you know what? I've got 2 other pairs that fit. And actually, they were too small anyway.
And you look teeny tiny. You really, no one can possibly imagine that you don't.
Yeah, and I'm having fun. And so what if I put on weight? I don't care. I'm having the time of my life being in here. And I've got 5 more days left to enjoy this. So, you know, I'm just going to forget about it.
I don't think you've got much to forget about, though, do you? It's not really an issue.
But there was a time when that would have...
devastated you for the whole day, yeah.
I probably would have had to have... I don't know. But it's minor. And that is a big deal for me. And I want girls out there, and guys, to see that can... You know, it can be done. So, yeah.
Not bad. Not bad for 28 years old, is it, really? Not a bad achievement, is it? You make me feel like crying, honestly.
You're so lovely.
Really pleased to see you. Just remind me of my girls. You know my girls, they both got long hair like you. They both look a bit like you, and they just remind me of them. And I miss them agonisingly all the time. We've done that again with the earring thing.
I just don't want anyone to worry about me, though, because I'm fine. I'm absolutely... So that's why, you know. But they can see I'm fine.
They can see. You're full of beans, aren't you?
Completely.
But when you came in the first time, did your mum say, or did your friends or your counsellors or anybody who'd been looking after you say, do it or don't do it?
My mum was terrified.
I thought she might, right?
It was the best thing that ever happened to me. The best thing. So nice to have someone that understands what went on.
Well, I just fell in love with you the second I saw you on screen. You just looked so, I don't know, just everything about you was so lovely. I've seen you since looking thin, and then I've seen you looking better.
But I've done it.
Yeah, I know.
All by myself.
I know.
And it's the first time in my whole illness that I've done it out of hospital. And I'm so proud of myself.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
So proud of
but
myself.
I've been watching you, and I couldn't help it, and I've just seen you...
I eat more than most of them here.
And you're eating the healthiest diet, I think, of everybody here.
Yeah, and I eat biscuits and chocolate, but I can. You know, I exercise regularly, and I've got it all under control.
I can see.
And I'm so proud of myself.
And also, you're not making a big deal out of it. You're doing it very quietly. You're not commentating on it. You're just doing it.
And we had a laugh, me and Brian, that my jeans didn't fit me. And I can laugh about it. You know, so...
Meanwhile, you could probably make a house in my jeans, and I'm so pleased to fit into them, I can't tell you. At the total other end of the ridiculous spectrum of life. It's just so weird, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, you
Isn't
look
it odd,
amazing. I couldn't believe it when you walked in.
Thank you. But, you know, equally well, it's been nothing like the anguish that you've been through in any way, shape or form. But, you know, a struggle, the whole thing, this whole weight thing. It's just a big deal for women and girls, and little girls too these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody's, if you to meet a woman or a little girl or a teenager who says, I eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I've had enough, I don't know anyone like that, do you?
No.
Not a single person I know. It's all about, I don't eat this, I won't eat that, I diet, I starve, I binge, I this, I that. Nobody who just eats and then stops and never thinks about it, never gives it. I just don't know anyone like that, because I suppose food is all about so many things, isn't it?
And there's just so much pressure from the media. You just can't win. Like, they always comment on this one's too fat, and even like, I don't know, you see someone like last year, Jessica Simpson put on a little bit, and in every magazine they were like, oh my God, she's too fat, look at how much weight she's piled on. And I just felt so awful for her. Like, imagine how she's going to feel when she opens that. I
can imagine, because I've had the same thing millions of times.
Yeah.
I once came back from holiday, and I can't remember which one of the magazines it was, but my bum was all over the cover of the magazine, and the headline was something like, oh my God, Vanessa, what have you done? Or something like, oh dear, Vanessa, something. My bum, my arse, my rear end. Just all, and, you know, and the worst thing was, it just happened to be the week that they were advertising this particular magazine on TV. So you'd be watching the news or something, and then my bum would just appear, and it's like, there's Vanessa's arse again, look, it's gigantic, here it is. And then they'd be advertising butter, and then they'd be advertising bloody sanitary towels, and then it'd be, look, there's Vanessa's arse, you know, buy the magazine with Vanessa's fat arse on it. Oh my God. And the girls, you know, they were so sweet, they pretended they hadn't seen it, and they hid it, hoping I hadn't seen it. So I didn't mention it to them because I didn't want them to be upset. They didn't mention it to me because they didn't want me to be upset, but of course we'd all seen it. Everyone had bloody seen it. And it was my arse. And then when, I don't know what happens when you're battling anorexia, but when you're really fat and something like that happens, you feel terribly upset, obviously, and hurt, and mortified, embarrassed and humiliated, blah, blah, blah. And of course you want to eat more. You actually really feel like having a nice piece of cake, because you just think, oh God, I'm so upset, I'm so wounded, I feel so terrible, I hate myself for being so fat.
And you've got nothing to lose anyway.
You know, and oh my God, and then you think, well, are they going to stop me eating? Why should I stop eating because some idiot in a magazine thinks my arse is fat? No, I'll have more cake, and the next thing you know, your arse has gone even bigger. So it's just awful. I once met Dawn French at something, and she said sometimes she felt like saying, right, here's a knife, here's my heart, I'll just cut it out and give it to you. Will that make you happy? Is that what you want? You know, the things you've said about me, what would you like me to do? How much more misery would you like me to go through? Shall I just... Because it is hurtful, isn't it? Either way, whatever anybody says, and some people say to me, "Oh, I don't know how you take it. I don't know how you stand it." And the answer is, I find it just difficult to take it as anybody else would. Why wouldn't you? It's not like you suddenly don't. And I don't want people to think my arse is huge. I don't want people to think I look disgusting. Of course not. I'm a human being. I'm a woman. I don't want to feel, you know, hideously unattractive. That would be, you know, I feel just the same as anyone's mum would feel, and anyone's sister, and anyone's blinking daughter. So, but then you could say, well, eat less then. So that's what I'm trying to do. But you know,
looks so
but I think it's heartbreaking that it is such an issue, don't you?
I'm doing this project. We've been doing it for about a year now, called Body Gossip, and we did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival last year.
What is it? It's
basically people suffering from body image issues, like all different stories they've got. They send them in, and it's like the vagina monologues, and we read them out, and the cast is like me, Natalie Cassidy, Shobna Gulati, Anne Diamond, loads of other people, and you invite the audience to come, and all the money, it's like they pay like £20 for a ticket, and a percentage of that goes to BEAT, the Eating Disorders Association. And you just read out these stories and we kind of act them out. And yeah, we did the Fringe. That was quite good. And we did the Hub, like we just put on performances every now and again. But I'll get Ruth to call you when we get out.
But tell me,
I just went and told
That's
them.
true.
Let them know. We'll then tell her.
We could backfire them.
Yeah, we can backfire. No, don't.
It's about the fact that they think I'll get away with sleeping in here and they've not said anything.
It's not really about that, no.
Oh.
It's nothing, honestly, it's not even anything bad. And if I told you, just go, oh.
But is Preston involved in it?
No, not that I know of. But just like this, no, they're not being malicious or anything like that.
Is it more to do with Big Brother?
No.
Oh. Is it about Chantal and her weight? Oh,
Yeah, it's... you made me say it.
Sorry, Michelle.
You made me say it.
So, Michelle, if you close your eyes, you're actually dizzy.
If I lie my head down, I'm dizzy.